Hello and welcome to my website. I will now take you on a quick tour to highlight some of the things you'll find. I've included on my homepage a little bit about myself as well as a photo as a way for my students to find me relatable as a person. So it just says hello and welcome. My name is Mrs. Christy Bentheim and I'm so happy you are here. I'm currently completing a Master of Education at Medaille College and look forward to teaching in your school. A little bit about me. I am happily married with a daughter, a dog, a bearded dragon, and some fish. I love animals, reading mystery genre books, and long bike rides. My favorite color is navy blue. I can't wait to learn all about you too. The next link is says candidate portfolio. So what is the purpose of a candidate portfolio? This portfolio is a way for me, a pre-service teacher, to display some of the work that I have completed in my Master of Education program, as well as my passion for teaching. This portfolio is broken into segments of 6. The first section of the portfolio provides pertinent information regarding my overall rationale, including educational ideas in a classroom setting and how they align with my educational philosophy. The second section refers to teacher candidate background experiences. In this section, I will be discussing experiences I have working with students and within a school setting. I will be discussing in detail my own personal reasons for wanting to become an elementary school teacher and some of my influences. The third section is artifacts. Section 3 contains 10 assorted artifacts that I have created throughout my Master of Education program and how they may be implemented in the classroom. These artifacts will include learning segments, lesson plans, a philosophy of education statement, educational theories and theorists that have inspired me. And throughout Section 3, I will be providing evidence of my ability to plan lessons that include students requiring accommodations or modifications. I will also display that my lessons use a universal design for learning that is culturally sensitive and inclusive. I hope my passion for teaching is evident. Section 4 is evidence of how my lesson plans and artifacts align with curriculum standards. For relevancy, I have included both Ontario standards as well as New York State standards. Upon licensure, I will be accredited to teach both in Ontario and New York State, so it is important to me that I am able to accurately fulfill their curriculum expectations both provincially and stateside. Section 5 of this portfolio relates to me as a teacher candidate. Reflection on what I have learned and what I need to work on and what my future goals are. Reflection as a teacher is important as it is a way to understand where our strengths lie and where we can improve. We are working with many different types of students and must find ways to understand and develop a learning environment and learning activities that correspond with their strengths. I find taking the time to delve deep into reflection is one way to direct myself towards best practices in my classroom. Section 6 of the portfolio contains my teacher interview video. This is an important section as it highlights my ideas and thoughts of what an elementary school classroom would be like under my direction. It is my intent that having a video of how I present myself and my professionalism will assist me in creating an environment that is not only safe but accommodating to all students. So as an example, I can just click on any of these. We'll click on background. And here you will see the entire background section of the portfolio project. So they all have links to that portion of the portfolio. I'd also like to take a quick moment to talk about some theories, theorists, and experts in the field of education. And although there are many theories and theorists that have helped shape the educational realm, the dominant ones I tend to gravitate towards in terms of my teaching and educational strategies are Howard Gardner, Benjamin Bloom, and Jean Piaget. I will begin by starting with Howard Gardner and his theory of multiple intelligences. I believe this is critical to teaching because each child possesses their own skills and unique learning style. In order to accommodate the different learning patterns that children have, I will dedicate my teaching strategies to differentiated instruction. Gardner's philosophy has proven to benefit various school programs and continues to be an icon in education to this day. In fact, Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences aims to fulfill the language needs of all students. By incorporating differentiated instruction in my teaching methods, I will be applying Gardner's theory as I will attempt to fulfill all the needs, including language, of my pupils. Further, Benjamin Bloom is another theorist that I believe is relevant to my passion and procedure in teaching, as his theory of taxonomy is applicable to any lesson that can be created. Bloom's taxonomy possesses 6 steps of cognitive skills, which range from lower order skills that require less cognitive processing to higher order skills that require deeper learning and a greater degree of cognitive processing. By incorporating this into my lesson plans, I believe that objectives that accommodate and are realistic for my students' needs are being met. To ensure my student objectives are being met in the most effective manner, I believe that Bloom's theory of taxonomy is critical to utilize when constructing lesson plans and setting objective goals in the classroom. Finally, the last theorist that I would like to mention is Jean Piaget. His cognitive theory of developmental revolves around understanding what stage a child is at and what the appropriate expectations are for that stage. Knowing this provides me with a framework to use when creating lesson plans and assessments, as well as classroom engagement practices. I strive to incorporate this philosophy into my own practices, as I believe that to be the most supportive educator I can be, I need to assess student development. Next, I will show you one of my most valued pieces, and that is my Google Bitmoji Classroom. I specifically selected this lesson as I am very passionate about social studies and activism and want my students to learn about these matters as intensively as possible. While the idea of presenting this topic to students is extremely necessary and positive in one's perspective, I also believe that utilizing technological means to showcase this lesson is critical to match our current era. Due to the crisis that has befallen us, the coronavirus, I have had to resort to teaching this lesson through the platform of a Bitmoji Google Classroom. I believe that this demonstrates my ability to adapt under any circumstance and make the most of the resources and tools that I have. So by clicking on here, hello, and thank you for taking the time to view my Bitmoji Classroom made on Google. You will have the opportunity to go through the entire Bitmoji Google Classroom and have a better understanding of how I present that and what sort of things the students would be learning. I've also included contact page here so that anyone can get a hold of me quickly by just putting in their information. They can put in a comment and submit, and that will go straight to my email, allowing me to respond as soon as possible. So in conclusion, the purpose of this website is to highlight my professional and academic skills as a mean of demonstrating my competency as a teacher. I have dedicated a significant amount of time to these experiences, and through the exposure of my artifacts, my aim is to demonstrate the learned skills that I have acquired and how they are beneficial to my future students. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed my website.